So here we are, it's getting close to demo day, and really nervous about it, but really excited too. This is a day we've been looking forward for a really long time. We've got all our plans in place from the architect, the engineers, interior designers. Really checked out the building. It's a 108-year-old building, so made sure that it's structurally sound. This building, being 108 years old, actually is not the first location that Robbins Sanford was located at. There was a first location over on the west side of the square, but as stories have it, I believe that building burnt down, and so this was built in 1908. It's 108 years old. And the way they built buildings back then, or at least this particular building, the structure itself is built on 4 layers of brick. So all the weight from the roof and the rafters set on 2 layers of that brick, and then the outside 2 layers are really for weather protection. So that's how the roof is held up. The structure itself is all really held up by these magnificent wood column beams. These are all hand cut. All the woodwork is hand cut, but these beams hold up the weight of the building. They go up through the first, actually this used to be a 3-story building, and what you're seeing in here, the event center, really was the bottom floor and the mezzanine level, and then the mezzanine level was taken out when it was renovated to be an event center. So we're renovating the top floor, but these big wooden beams go up through all the stories of this building and then hold just huge wooden joists that go across and support the weight. So really neat. Hopefully we don't run into anything, because that's how the structure is held up. But Robbins Sanford was the largest mercantile store in the South between St. Louis and Little Rock. So people would travel from all over the region to get things like their tools and their clothing, their goods, their feed, their equipment. They even bought Model T Ford cars from here. In fact, there was an old freight elevator here on the east side of the building, and they would hoist Model T Ford cars to the top floor. Speaking of which, we found out that they would also have a ramp on the north side of the building where cattle would go up the ramp and into a doorway opening on the 3rd story, and they would sell cattle from up there too. So really cool stories about this. But Robbins Sanford was kind of like its super Walmart of its day. It's where everybody would flock to, a great hub of commerce, and so we're excited to be able to retain that history. But demo day is going to consist of really gaining access to the top floor. So far, the only access that we've had is crawling through a ceiling tile, and all the workers have been, and inspectors have been going through that ceiling tile. So what we're going to do is we're going to demo a little bit in the carriage room so that we can build a stairwell, and that's going to give our construction crews access to the top floor. So we're excited about it. We've got a vacation coming up. My family and I are headed down to Florida, so hopefully we don't get any phone calls along the way. But you know, as renovation projects go, especially in this 108-year-old building, we're going to run into some things along the way.
We're going to start demo today. Demo and trying to get access to the 2nd floor. There is a challenge, you know, the challenges of the project, making new and old match, blend, work together, keeping the integrity of the building. But we're excited about the opportunity to work with Matt and Think, and excited about the process.
We're excited, super nervous too. We're looking forward to a great process, so hang with us and watch throughout the renovation process, and I think you'll enjoy what you see.
I mean, that's all the way through it. I haven't found anything living, which is good, but I don't know that I'm not going to, because that's going to be all the way through the beam on that back side. This thing would have started having major problems if we hadn't been doing this.
I first got the call when I was leaving to go on vacation that we had an issue, and it was when we were starting the renovation process and pulling off some of the wood, it exposed this beam right here, and this is one of the weight-bearing beams, one of the important beams of the building, and when the trim was taken off, it exposed some termite damage right here, as you can see, quite a bit on this beam here. And then also what we found out later is that there's moisture, water underneath this beam that was wicking up from the bottom, causing it to rot and be real tender. And so a lot of weight is on this beam, and we had some settling upstairs. So it was a major cause of concern. We didn't really know what all we were going to get into.
That was nice. Holy man, look at that. Use your flashlight again.
Yeah, there's nothing down.
It had sunk so far, a little bit over 3 inches. So our main concern is getting that to stop, getting everything solid so we can continue on with the building. So we had to build these C-channel, this metal here, where it would have 2 supports hold the jacks, and then just drill 2 holes all the way through the beam into the other side, the shop side. If it's that soft, we might have to go a little higher up and cut it off taller, because it's pretty rough.
I know that they have a love for this building, and as do I. I'm excited to see them just continue to carry out